Hey there, YouTube people. Look, it's Dylan behind the wheel. We got Toby in the back. We're checking in from the road. You know, on some of the videos, some people are very concerned. Some people, a few people, have expressed concern that maybe there's a lack of equity of the sharing of the duties in this ensemble. Let me just say that if you would follow our activities, you'd think we were doggone pinkos, because it's a share and share alike situation.
And do.
And share and do. We share the dough, we share the dues. We all drive, we all pack the shit. Toby is the one in the back of the vehicle because he's smaller than Dylan and I, and he enjoys the pack. But we do bring all the gear out, okay? And we all hoist it, and joist it right in that damn vehicle. So don't you worry about people being abused. Don't project your world on our world, because our world is beautiful.
That's right.
It's a brotherhood of the day and of the night. Brotherhood of the day and of the night. We have done many gigs so far with the Paul Gilbert Ensemble. Let me just tell you, Paul Gilbert is a treat, as is his band. They're just a joy. They're fun, they're great musicians. There's no pageantry. There's no, oh, my farts smell like potpourri and yours smell like a combination of sewage and fecal fog. There's none of that. There's just joy and love and peace and understanding. How can I help? How can I help? And that's an important thing in this day and age, because so many people are so angry, fellas.
That's right.
They get so angry.
And those people suck.
Present company excluded. Present company excluded. Let's just do a quick recap of when we last spoke. I think were we on our way to, it was after St. Louis we checked in. And we have since done Cincinnati, which was a banger. Ludlow Garage, a legendary establishment. Although it's still in the same location, although the venue's downstairs from where it was back in the late 60s and 70s when the James Gang and the Allman Brothers and all those people played there. But it is still in the same building. It's downstairs. It sounds great in there, and we rocked. Now, after the first two nights, I have since come. I was going to do it since the beginning, but we didn't have a chance to rehearse anything. So I am sitting in with Paul, and me and Paul and the mighty Doug Rappaport engage in a very convivial, six-stringed conversation on stage every night. And it's a blast. It's good, clean fun. Also, shout out to everybody who understands the mission of the fact that we are not getting paid a whole lot for these gigs. So the merch is how we're going to make our money. People have heeded the call. Our merch sales have been, to be honest with you, I packed enough stuff that I thought would last the whole tour. We are quickly running out. So we're having various restocking locations coming to the fore. So we actually just stopped in Toledo on our way to Warrendale, Pennsylvania, which is an outskirt of Pittsburgh, where we're playing tonight. And we picked up some more guitars because in the first 4 gigs I sold 2 of my Reverend Gristle STs. So we do have a few. I will sign them. I'll give you the whole lowdown, and they're in the kind of now limited color of the avocado burst, which is my favorite. And so check us out on the merch table. We still have a few Gristle Kings left. We got a few of the little heat pedals. We got plenty of the CDs and vinyl. T-shirts we're running low, but we're going to get more. We do have certain
Toby t-shirts.
There's Toby t-shirts as well. Toby's got a cool ass new shirt and stickers. We got stickers too. We got all kinds of shit. So come and see us. We appreciate the support. Of course, we got beanies. They got the whole nine. It's very important in this day and age. You'd like to just be able to play music and make all the dough, but those days have kind of come and gone, folks. It's a multi-spigot situation where you got to have them all on, and if you do, then you're able to,
Pay your mortgage.
Bills, maybe get a little something to eat.
Insane,
you know what I'm saying?
gas prices.
Yeah, the gas prices are a little crazy. But you know what? We're not going to whine, folks, because we're able to do this. And we're making new fans every night. I mean, it's I will say that there's definitely people coming to see us and that were like, hey, you know, when I knew Paul was coming to town, I was like, maybe I'll go to that gig. And then they found out we were playing as well. They're like, we're definitely going. So we appreciate that. But also appreciate the people who have never seen us before and have become instant fans. For instance, the guy that bought the last guitar in Cincinnati, that's the first time he ever saw us. Didn't know who we were from Adam, and dug it so much that not only did he buy a bunch of CDs and stuff and vowed to be our most ardent follower, he purchased a guitar on the spot, which I say, thank you. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that kind of activity. There's a member of the law enforcement community. We did have a lot of unpleasant weather on the way to Toledo. We did, after we played in McHenry, Illinois, which was a banger. It was a place called the Vixen. What a great gig. That one was sold out, and it was a pleasure. We actually were able to go back home and spend the night and see loved ones and also save some money by not giving it to the Hilton Corporation. So then we had a day off, so we drove to Toledo. We had a delicious dinner last night with Ken Haas from Reverend and Tori, who is the new marketing person for Reverend as well. We had a glorious feast. We stocked up on some more guitars. We stayed at the Hampton Inn, okay? Did you see there was that squabble between a couple of these political reporters? We're not going to get into politics, but there was these two political reporters were threatening to fight each other.
In the lobby?
No, not at our hotel.
Oh, I was going to be like, that's awesome, dude.
No, that would have been awesome. But they're going on Twitter, going back and forth like, I challenge you. And then one guy goes, I'll meet you in front of the Hampton Inn. And the other guy goes, oh, Hampton Inn, class. I would just like to say to that individual, eat shit. Because when you're on the road and you want a little slice of decency, the Hampton Inn goes a long way. Sorry, it's not up to your upper crusty lifestyle of being a political reporter for the forces of fucking evil. And that goes for whatever side you're on, if you know what I'm saying. Who's with me? Forces of evil no longer welcome. We're never welcome in the Gristle Missile. We're lovers, we're not haters.
That's right.
And that's all there is to it.
And don't worry, when we did remember we did the little, I did the
oh, yes.
radical dude, and this guy comments and he's just like, oh my God, I didn't know you were fallen angels or something.
Well, yeah, they're like, what the hell's, dude, what the hell's going on with Toby and Dylan making satanic symbols? And I was just like, dude, if we were in league with dark forces, I think our career would have a slightly different trajectory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For real.
Oh, Lord. They were just hand gestures, folks. We're not in league with dark forces. We're bringers of the light. We're not bringers of the storm of shite. Can you dig that kind of activity? Last night at dinner, we were talking about, I don't know if I've mentioned this on any of my rantings on here before. We were talking about the Song Sung Blue movie, because, of course, that was based in Milwaukee. And, folks, the regular movie with Hugh Jackman, I lasted about 10 minutes. I couldn't take it. I'm not real into movies where they try to portray musicians with actors and they kind of make it out to be like, oh, fun, it's sing-song time. I just can't take it. So I lasted about 10 minutes, but I did find the actual documentary of the original Lightning and Thunder, who, of course, we knew about being from Milwaukee. As a matter of fact, that Mike Sardini used to come into the music store. I worked at this music store for a couple of years in the early 90s, right out of college. And he used to come in, and they were interesting folks, bless them. And he would come in, and he'd be like, I don't know why I picked Tuesday as the random day, but it was like, he'd come in, the store opened at 10 o'clock, and he'd come in and be like, hey, can I try out this microphone? And we're like, yeah. And so he'd grab the microphone, he'd go into the PA department, and he had a cassette tape of his background tracks of Neil Diamond stuff, and he'd put it in, and next thing you know, 10:30 on a Tuesday morning, we're all getting a little treat of, welcome to America today. And all I have to say is, no, we're not. We are not doing any of that. So I encourage you all to watch the original documentary, Song Sung Blue. And it is such a slice of Milwaukee, of the of a side of Milwaukee. We could do a thing of us, and it would be a completely different version. That's like that when they say, when you grow up in a family, each sibling grows up in a different family because they have an entirely different experience. It's kind of like if you're a Milwaukeean. You all, well, if you're obviously a resident of whatever community, your experience is different. But of a certain brand of experience, Song Sung Blue is about as Milwaukee as it gets. The original documentary, and you can find it on YouTube. And all I can say is, you're welcome. Okay? Song Sung Blue, holy shit, what did I just watch? That's what you'll be singing, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so we are going on from here. We are headed to New York City after that. Now, you may say to yourself, so some individual asks, where do you park that thing? Isn't robbery a danger? Well, robbery is going to be a danger no matter what you do. So here, somebody asked us, why don't you have the name of your band scrawled on the side of the vehicle? Why don't you have some cool graphics? Because we want everyone to think that it's just your friendly neighborhood service van with generic tools in the back that maybe people would be interested in taking. But there is no way that people would know that this was anything other than a service vehicle, and we'd like to keep it that way. We also had a bunch of other people saying, dude, why don't you just get a Winnebago? You can get them for cheap, and then you all can sleep in there. And listen, we appreciate the suggestions, but we've kind of thought this out a bit. Here's the thing. Our budgets are not enough, or we're going to be going in a tour bus, because if you know how much tour bus costs, it's like, what is it, like 12, 14 grand a week?
Yeah, for the cheap ones.
For a cheap one. That's a lot of money. And then you got to get a trailer for all your shit and so on and so forth. What we wanted was, when I was searching, because when we originally traveled around, we took Toby's Tahoe, which rhymed, or alliteration. And we had a trailer, and we did have some problems with that trailer. We had, it broke down twice. We took care of it, but for the most part, it was all right. So when his was getting a lot of miles on it, I was like, listen, I'm going to buy a vehicle. And I started researching. I thought, well, should I get a Suburban? Because then I can have the Suburban around the house as well and just undo the trailer. Do I need to buy a new trailer? Probably. Then I was pricing everything out, and it just was like, maybe I'll just get one of those transit vans. And then once we looked into it, we realized all the problems that I illuminated in a previous video. But what's great about this vehicle is that we got everything as far as our gear and ourselves into a vehicle that fits in a single parking space. So when we go into New York City, we can park it out front, and it fits in a normal parking space. The only problem is it's a little taller. It can't go in parking structures, but there is a place that's about 2 blocks away from the Iridium that if we need to repark it, we can park it in a place where it's uncovered. So anyway, those are the major concerns of traveling with this vehicle. Was, how does it look innocuous enough that people don't know what's in it? It's all-wheel drive, so if we run into inclement weather, we're going to be okay. It's gas as opposed to diesel, especially now with the prices. Are you kidding me? And on top of that, it fits in a regular parking space. So it was not a cheap vessel, though. But, it was what it was. It is what it is. And I've been able to write it off for 4 years. So that is good. Anyways, so we will continue to drive today. It is Dylan's drive day. I drove yesterday. Toby drove the day before that. So don't worry. There's an equitable distribution of labor.
Yes.
And we have stocked up on merchandise. And we've been changing the set every night. When we did the Devon Allman tours and stuff, we kind of kept the set the same. Plus, we only had like 35 minutes for those sets. Paul gives us 45. But we've been doing kind of a fun mix-up of material. There's certain tunes we always try to include. The Since I've Been Loving You seems to get them every time. A version of 'Cause We've Ended as Lovers, although we didn't do that the other night. But we've been putting in my tune Tonus Diabolicus, which people seem to really enjoy, especially for this more guitar-y crowd. And but people have been great. As I said, the merch sales have been absolutely crazy. So it's the right crowd for us. It's definitely been worth doing, and we're having a blast. So we appreciate you out there for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you down the road. Check out the merch table. We'll definitely be there. We did have Molly helping us out. Dylan's significant other came down to McHenry, Illinois, and she worked the merch table for us. But we did
sign up for the vault.
Yes, sign up for the Gristle Vault. We've got this thing going where Dylan has put together an assemblage of some of my different content that's on different YouTube pages that I go into some instructional material, and he's got a PDF that breaks all the stuff down, and all you need to do is to go there and put your email in, because we find email is the best way to get a hold of y'all when we have tour dates, when we have specials on the website, you know, if there's a new record coming out, if there's a new instructional coming out, which there is. I got a new Brett Papa course coming out, which is going to be the end all of all the instructional stuff I've done, and I've done a lot. Anyway, so this Gristle Vault is totally free. All you got to do is I'll have a link below or wherever it is in the description, and you click on that, you go, you put in your email address, and you have access to this document that kind of breaks down all the stuff I'm going, and all of these links to all of these cool YouTube things that are free of charge that you can check out for instructional stuff. And having said that, there is more specific instructional stuff that will be available on this Brett Papa things. I'm going down some of my old tunes, some of my new tunes, a bunch of my different techniques. He's interviewing me. He has a great way of when we do a little jam back and forth. Okay, stop. What are you doing there? And then discussing, you know, making you kind of explain things that maybe initially you wouldn't think would be important to explain, but he goes, no, explain this. So, and it's going to be like 12 hours long with transcriptions and so on and so forth. So in lieu of that, so you know when that comes out, sign up for our mailing list and go to the Gristle Vault and get all that free content. Also, we are working on a live record that it's already recorded. It's being mixed as we speak. The video of the 8 tunes has already been edited. It's from our show at the Argo that we did. We did a sold-out hometown show at the Argo, and that record's going to come out. We're aiming for the fall, so we'll see how quick we can get everything done. But we'll probably do vinyl of that as well. I was going to do the whole show, but I thought, no, let's narrow it down to like 8 tunes so it fits on vinyl. And then we can have videos for all of it as well. So I'm sorry about that. It's going to be about, 44 minutes long or so, or something like that. Anyway, so there's your mission statement, folks. We look for you on down the road. I got my Ludlow Garage shirt on. And say goodbye to the boys.
Take it easy.
We'll see you soon. Adios.